Here's the thing, guys. The reason Red Lobster filed for bankruptcy is not because of a $20 endless shrimp deal that cost them $11 million. It is unfortunately a much deeper and darker subject matter. Let's do the journalisming. Today, it was confirmed that Red Lobster had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. It's one of the largest restaurant bankruptcies in recent years. Red Lobster said its estimated liabilities were between $1 billion to $10 billion per its bankruptcy filing. The immediate joke was, the 2023 deal that was $20 endless shrimp at Red Lobster lost them $11 million. That must be why they are filing for bankruptcy. But no. There's a lot more to the story of Red Lobster. Back in 2014, the private equity firm Golden Gate Capital bought Red Lobster for $2.1 billion. Now, they didn't buy Red Lobster for the endless shrimp or the lobster. They bought it for the land that Red Lobster owned. Now, Golden Gate Capital, a private equity company, is massive. They deal with billions upon billions of dollars a year. But still, they wanted to see a return on their $2.1 billion investment. So they forced all of the Red Lobsters to sell their land that they are located on to another company that Golden Gate Capital is involved in, probably owns, and they sold all of them for $1.5 billion. The Red Lobsters are still there. They're still on the land that they just sold for $1.5 billion to themselves, essentially. They then leased back the use of the land to these Red Lobster franchises and then increased their rent to an above market price. As pointed out on Twitter by Trung Fan, I apologize if I said your name incorrectly. Previous private equity owner sold land and leased it back to Red Lobster at above market rates. Now at this point, Golden Gate Capital has achieved what they came here to do. They bought the company for $2.1 billion. Hedge fund needs to make the money back, so they sell the real estate of all the places, make $1.5 billion. To make the remaining money back, they lease the Red Lobsters to the same company at a much higher rate than the market should be. This puts Red Lobster in debt, the company of Red Lobster, not the private equity company anymore. At this point, Golden Gate Capital has essentially made money on their investment. But that doesn't mean they're finished with Red Lobster yet, because it's still a valuable brand. And there's going to be somebody out there that may want to buy it, may want to get involved in American casual dining. And that's exactly what happened when Golden Gate Capital sold off Red Lobster, just the chains. Because they have the real estate. They have what's valuable. They sold off Red Lobster, what's remaining, to Thai Union Group. And interestingly enough, Thai Union may have used Endless Shrimp to dump its own shrimp supply through the 578 restaurants in North America. They were the only shrimp vendor for Red Lobster, overcharging for shrimp and skipping quality reviews. Thai Union has written off its $500 million plus investment. Now, this is a story that happens a lot. It happened to Sears, happened to Toys R Us. And unfortunately, this will continue to happen. And I say unfortunately because Red Lobster, 570 locations, if not more throughout the years, provided a lot of jobs to people throughout this country. The private equity firm came in, made their money, stripped it down to its, valuable assets, which is the real estate. And then, they took advantage of the financial system, made their money. And then once they realized they had nothing else left for Red Lobster, they said, bye-bye. Now you may be thinking, chains like Red Lobster going out of business is good for small family business restaurants throughout this country. Yeah, maybe for those that remain, there's more chains than ever. And that was because what happened in 2020. Most restaurants, family-owned restaurants, did not make it. And after hearing all of what I just said about Red Lobster, I'm sure you can only imagine how these same companies, the private equity firms, the hedge funds, take advantage of similar rules to buy up real estate across this country and then jack up the prices of land, houses, whatnot. And we all look around and wonder why nobody can afford a house. The deck is stacked against you. The deck is stacked against you.